And I am live. Does anybody want to talk to me? That is always the question. Does anybody ever want to talk? It's always disconcerting hearing my own voice because I forget to turn off the thing and mute myself. Does anybody want to chat? Does anybody want to talk? Any questions for me? I answer for free. Melissa Harris, Daniel Herron. Hey, 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 hey. How is everybody doing today? Just popping on, saying hi, answering questions, rambling on, just like I like to do every once in a while. See how everything's coming. When did Daniel Herron, when did I become Crazy Kitty? I don't know. When did you become Crazy Kitty? Why are you Crazy Kitty all of a sudden? I don't know. I must have context. Just coming on today, seeing how things are. Melissa Harris, Tom King ruined Batman, killed off Bane. Oh yeah, he's killing off Bane. It'll be undone eventually. Eventually. Um, Dr. Isley, how's it going? Hello to you too. So some of your renderings on Twitter looks pretty cool. Um, Interested to see how some of that stuff turns out. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm not the big comic person, Melissa, but I did hear about them killing Bane, which is stupid. But of course, everything they're doing over there is stupid. Um, I haven't really read Batman in a long time, and I've always been more of a TV/movie Batman fan. I've read some comics, but not to the extent of the Fan Man. Fan Man is the comic guy. Um, and Dan Heron, I'm not ignoring you. I can't see everybody, and this is my chance more to talk to people. But just one on one, I try to get to everybody when I can. Melissa Harris, he's saying all Dustin is run are permanent and won't be undone, including Alfred. Well, that's until he's no longer on that run and they have some universal shakeup and reboot. There's always reboots. No one stays dead. I mean, how many times has Superman died? Has Batman died? Lois, um, Robin. I mean, Jason Todd. Please, come on. Nobody stays dead. Comics are like soap operas. If anybody watches soap operas, no one stays dead. Um, Excuse me. Let me take my gum out. That might help me with my mouth going. Um, but yeah, I used to watch soap operas way well. Well, yeah, technically it was way back. I haven't in many, many years. The last one I used to watch was Days of Our Lives, which was my mom's show. And so I would sometimes kind of catch it when I was a kid. So I got involved in the storyline a little bit. But yeah, they've had characters on there who have died multiple times, always come back. They'll have a baby, someone will have a baby, and then 2 years later, the baby's a teenager. And, so any kind of entertainment industry, there's nothing that can't be undone within a huge fantasy realm. DR rendering is fun but tedious. I learned that last night and this morning. I've never had the wherewithal to learn how to do like 3D stuff. Uh, I have a hard enough time staying on stream sometimes, which can be a bit nauseating for me sometimes when I'm in the middle of something. Um, Ms. Harris, have I ever watched Totally Spies? Jerry the head spy on that show looks like Alfred. Um, no, totally spotted. No, never watched that. Janice Zeal. Yep. How you doing? Thank you for the yelling my name out like that. Just coming on today, see it. Like I said, seeing how people are, just kind of getting some word out. As far as I still know, I haven't heard different. There is. It should be Fan Man tonight. Tonight. Not sure of the time. I, in fact, just sent Fan Man a question. It's like, okay, when is show tonight? As far as I know, we're still having it. Nothing that I know of has come up. So if all goes well, it'll be myself, the Fan Man, and Professor Geek finally joining us again since the scary movies are over. So the professor, I think, will be a little more won't be as scared to join us. I know, it's funny. Frag Minion, hi. Oh, that's a cool Frag Minion. I like that. At least old TV soap operas had the decency to have lots of hot, attractive people on them for lazy channel surfers like me. Oh my God, yes. That was a lot of people would tease me about watching soap operas. I'm like, have you ever watched one? They have some of the most beautiful women in the world in some of those shows. I mean, even as they have gradually aged, they're still gorgeous. Deidre Hall from Days of Our Lives. Of course, if anybody remembers the Sid Marty Krofft, she was Electra Woman, an Electra Woman in Dyna Girl, which they redid and of course did horribly because no one ever saw it. But God, I loved Electra Woman and Dyna Girl. Also, Dr. Shrinker was a big one. I'm surprised no one's ever redone Dr. Shrinker. Dr. Shrinker is just waiting to be redone. Great concept, little, teens that up on this crazy guy's island. He shrinks him down, and of course, then starts chasing them, trying to get them. Billy Barty was a part of that show. Oh, beautiful, wonderful, great. When Saturday morning television was worth watching, it's not anymore, to my knowledge. In fact, most of my area, it's basically gummed up with um commercial ad, those like TV commercial, hour-long TV commercials for I don't know, blenders and God knows whatever else. um Janice Zeal curls up next to me. Oh my God. Oh, help me. Miss Harris, it's a good show. No SJW woke garbage. It was made in 2002. Yeah, a lot of stuff nowadays it's getting too wokey. Um or at least I will say this: if you really look at TV and movies, and we've discussed this before on the Professor Geek, there's always been strong characters. There's always been diversity. There's always been I have thought a good and respectful representation of LGBTQ before, of course, they had all the letters with it. For the most part. I mean, of course, there were some jokes about it, and case in point, I'm back in the 70s, of course. If everybody remembers All in the Family. Yeah, infomercials. Thanks. I couldn't think of the word infomercial. But back in the 70s, you had shows like All in the Family, Jeffersons, Good Times, and in their writing, they would have jokes about certain races, religions, sexual orientations, or whatever, but it was never done to denigrate. If you really watch it and listen and understand and see the context, it was never done to denigrate that race, religion, or sexual orientation. It was more so, especially in the case of All in the Family, to show the stupidity, for lack of a better word, of someone like an Archie Bunker, who was bigoted and racist, and just of a different mindset, and he was always shown not to be the hero of it, but it was more showing his failures. And I think that's the kind of thing we need to get back to, where no one denigrates anybody, anymore, or but now everything is always obliterated, but now anyone who holds an alternate view to the Hollywood person is considered evil. Not to be respected at all, not to be, have their case considered. Everyone's just evil. And this goes for any kind of political difference. And it's just sad. I like the time when everyone could make fun of everyone, you laugh it off, you go, you have a beer. And it just, it was a better time. Everybody's so sensitive nowadays. Oh my God. I mean, I'm overweight. I hear fat jokes all the time. And as long as no one uses it in a denigrating pattern, like someone goes, "Hey, big guy, how's it going?" I'm fine. I'm cool with that. But if someone just uses it in a negative way, of course, it's hurtful. But I know I'm overweight. You don't have to remind me of that fact. But I'm Big Al. I've always been big. I'm used to it. Let me get on here, see what's going on in the chat here. Fan Man, Big Al, Fan Man, the Professor, the Trinity, the Geek Stooges, as we have called ourselves. We were also the Fanboys 3. We were trying to think of a name for like the three of us, and we went through all kinds of different versions, and nothing. Me and the Fan Man are always hard to please, it seems, and the Professor just wants it done. He's like, let's figure it out, let's get it done. Whereas me and the Fan Man likes to think about it. And it drove the Professor nuts. Let's see. Spirit of the Work Dragon, don't want to give Emmy's bad images. Okay. Yeah, infomercials. There is no more Saturday morning now, sadly. You're right. I mean, you'll see the odd thing. Anything now is on cable stations like, Nickelodeon or Disney. But back in the olden days, when there were just like 3 channels for, the 3 major channels, and then you had like a couple of local ones you could get on the old antenna. And God, I loved, like, every year they'd have a preview show of the upcoming Saturday morning season, and they were always fun. I mean, it was a primetime show devoted to Saturday morning television and what was coming out. It was awesome. Watched the Golden Girls, Sanford and the Son, and MASH, and Jeffersons, and Good Times. Yep. Oh yeah, like Sanford and Son. That was good. And I still say, like I said, I mentioned it and you mentioned it again. Good Times, if you really watch a show, that is one of the best shows ever put on television. Such heart. So, I mean, not only was it just funny as heck, but it had a lot of heart, a lot of soul. I mean, it was very emotional. Loved it. Let's see. Reboot Sonic the Hedgehog, Saturday AM, Recess, Pepper Ann. I may joke with you and Professor Geek, but I don't do it to be mean. I know, but sometimes, like I said, it's hard if you're talking to someone just chatting, like talking to a person, like voice to voice as opposed to typing. You get inflection, and um, tone and stuff like that. Sometimes when you're typing, you're not quite sure how the person how it's coming off. Like I said, there's been several times, and that's how Mara Jade and I got together. I wanted to make sure I said didn't say something that upset her because I thought about how I said it. I was like, well, let me make sure I didn't. But she knew it was cool, and um, glad I approached her. Got to know a really great person. Speaking of Mara Jade, I was trying to get her to do a rewatch with me, but she kept pushing Troy. She likes Troy and I doing rewatches when the other two stooges of my friends aren't available for a rewatch. But yes, if you haven't seen my Twitter, doing a rewatch tomorrow night with Troy Pacelli, the Klingon cleric, watching 2 episodes of Star Trek, watching the Doomsday Machine, great action-packed episode, and watching the Ultimate Computer, another great episode. Both, we're calling it the Technological Terror, with of course, the Doomsday Machine being a technical leftover of another civilization that's entered our galaxy on a rampage, and of course, having a computer go crazy on you and taking over your starship. 2 great episodes. I really busted my brain on what I wanted to watch. And I suddenly came to realization, I'll get Troy and we'll watch a couple of Star Trek episodes. We've been wanting to do it. The time slot was open. Boom. That's why we're doing it. Really looking forward to it. Well, thank you, Janice. That's quite an image. Don't let Mara hear you say that. Liz Harris, make fun of the professor's forehead to be mean. I don't either. I just do it because it's a thing now. And he made it a thing with me when he asked me to check that picture out. And I think we discussed it one day this week. I don't know if it was on. I think it was on Office Hours, but he showed me pictures like, this isn't a bad forehead picture, is it? And it's the best picture I've ever seen. It's his current avatar on Facebook. It's a great picture of him, or at least it was. He changes a lot, but he does have that one little reflection on his head. I'm straight up honest with him when he asks me something. He's like, well, what do you think of this? I'll tell him. I'll tell him straight up. Let's see. Miss Fox Kids Digimon Kids Pokemon, Jackie Chan Adventures. Yeah, a little after my time. I did watch Pokemon. I liked Pokemon. Mainly during the Brock and Misty years. The first few seasons. It just started it just started to get too big, and where I am, it got bounced around channel wise, and I couldn't figure out where it was anymore. And started watching other things and found another job and worked during those hours. Geneziel, oh yeah, you generally joke with people you really like. Wish you could have a class with Professor Geek. Yeah, I think he'd be a cool guy to take a class with. I hope he's not done doing the professor thing. I know it's still something that he's got in his option bag to go back to school, and maybe even some more, but he's, we'll see what happens. Animaniacs is getting rebooted. Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. We'll see. Scream's getting rebooted. Yeah, I heard about that. I think Fan Man did he do a video on it? If he did, I missed it. If he didn't, I'm sorry, I forget. But yeah, I heard about Scream. I'm sorry, what are you going to do? Except rehash everything else. It's done. I don't get it. I know there's a series. I don't even know what the series was about. I really couldn't care less. And that's before I saw the first movie. First movie I thought was excellent, and started watching the second. Oh my god, I still got to finish the second movie. But I already know what happens, so like knowing I kind of kill myself by finding out what happened. So I'm losing it. Would Troy be Shemp of the Geek Stooges or Curly Joe? He's bald, so he's Curly Joe. I think that would. I think that will work. Joe DeVita. Was it Joe DeVita? I forget. There's a couple of them in there. BBC's Dracula reboot angers me. Why does it anger you? It doesn't anger me as much as I think anybody else, unless of course they totally. I don't know. I have to see more of what they're doing. I really haven't heard enough about it. Yes, Mohammed, how you doing? Yes, another random stream. That's the way I do it. That is the way I do things. I'm going to try at least once a week, Monday through Friday, sometime in the afternoon, to do a random stream. And I was going to do it yesterday, but I was wiped out from going to see the doctor. I had to do a total fast, the fasting after midnight thing. So I was already angry, and I was hangry, angry, tired, sore. Anyway, which I'm usually all the time, always sore, but bouncing around in the van, going there, getting the blood. And then I came home and I couldn't get my TV working because of the buttons, and I can't get over and do it. So I'm trying to tell my mother how to do it. Thank God my second cousin came by next door, and he came over and boom, went right on. But for some reason, my remote control won't turn on my television, which really angers me. So I was really on a nuclear meltdown until about 1 o'clock. Then I got some food in me. Got a little bit of got something to drink, and started feeling better. But I got my blood work back today, and I'm good. So really good. My blood pressure was 106/71. I think it's the best I've ever had. So that is awesomely, awesomely cool. Wow, we're getting really up here. It's always like a 4-leaf clover when these pop up. Yeah, I know. 4-leaf clover, a big meteor shooting through the sky. No live action Jessie in the Pokemon movie this year. Total fail. He did do a video. Yeah, I thought he did a video on it. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Like I said, yesterday is a blur. Like I said, I was going to do one yesterday. Afternoon got away from me, and then I was just too tired. But I wanted to make a point of getting it on today. Horror reboot movie news. I saw Black Christmas is getting another reboot. Yep. I heard about that. Don't know much about it. We are going to be watching Black Christmas this year on one of the Friday Night Frights that the Fan Man has planned. I do know on Black Friday, the night after Thanksgiving, we will be watching Chopping Mall, which I just think is an absolute brilliant movie to watch during Black Friday. So I'm really looking forward to that. I really like doing the Friday Night Frights. Nothing against the Saturday night rewatches, but it is nice to have them done earlier. Even though I am doing a late night one, but I'm doing that for you, the fans, because you guys expect us to watch something on Saturday night at 11 o'clock. And the professor couldn't do it. So that's right. I step up. You did like the trailer for Black Christmas. I think I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch it. I'm trying to take a clue from Fan Man and the professor sometimes, and not getting myself too involved in knowing what's coming. Muhammad wants to know if I'm going to be watching The Mandalorian. I want to badly. I really want to watch it. I don't plan on getting Disney Plus though, but I'm sure I'll find a way around it. Uh, I will eventually. I really want to watch it. It looks awesome. Uh, I think it is why. Yeah, I'm getting a phone call, DR. Actually, it's just the house phone. Where I used to have to. I'll get back to Star Wars in a minute. I used to have to mute when the phone would ring just in case because of the message had my number in it. I changed the message to just can't answer your call right now. Please leave a message. So I always think so. I'm not so worried about it now. Plus, my mom's here in the other room. She's answering it. But yeah, back to Mandalorian. Mandalorian, and I tried to explain this. Someone left a comment, I believe, on Professor's Geek's channel about Al. How can you say the stuff about Terminator and yet not be upset about Last Jedi? And easy, because the Terminator is much more uh, tight tight timeline. It is a story meant for just several characters, and that's it. Now, if you look at Star Wars has created an entire universe to play in. It's just like Star Trek. That's why Star Trek 5 did not upset the apple cart, because it's a very big universe. It's why Discovery has not killed Star Trek for me, because there's an entire universe to deal with. So the Mandalorian is an example of why I still like Star Wars, is because it's just another sandbox to play in. Of course, like I said, Last Jedi was not up to standards. I know that. I still get relentlessly destroyed on that because people don't understand my viewpoint. um, Not a big fan of the killer being so visible as they make it look. Billy works better in it as an unseen threat. Um, yeah, I always think a killer should go unseen. I actually don't remember Black Christmas much. I have to go and watch it again. I have it downloaded, thank God. But I do have it. Pig Al was hangry. Yeah, I get fussy when I get hungry. But when I'm around people and I feed off the people, not literally, not like Dracula or anything, I'm much better because I like to be the jokey, class clowny, joking around. I call it, hitting on the nurse. I always do that. That's me. Dracula is going to be bisexual, gender swap Van Helsing. Get woke, go broke. Yeah. Um, I'll see what happens. I don't plan to watch it anyway, because to me, Bela Lugosi is Dracula. Uh, I know the fan man's greatest wish is to have Dracula done 100% to book. It's never been done, and I know I know he would love that. He has a video out there where he casts Dracula as it should be, and he's got some great suggestions. Go into the fan man's vault somewhere. I don't know if it's under. I hope he's still got it available, but he has great casting choices for Dracula. The step to be okay. Pick up this. Told you you were not going to be fine. You were going to be fine. You see, yeah. I always have people tell me that, but I'm always worried because a few years ago I got tagged with the big D, big diabetes. Um, I had one bad sugar. The doctor labeled me diabetic. My numbers have been fine ever since. But he did put me on God, was it metformin? The TMI. I don't know if it's TMI or not, but yeah, he considers me diabetic controlled by diet and medication. So But still, it worries me. I'm always worried about that sugar number. Uh, for someone my size, the doctor is always shocked at how well my cholesterol is. It was a little bit high last time, but he put me on uh, something and it's boom right down, like the lowest dose of something, and it's come right down. So I've always shocked my. I literally had a doctor saying your cholesterol is shockingly good. And I liked it that I just totally shocked the doctor because, a big guy shouldn't have that good of a cholesterol. Uh, Age of Boomer, hey, yeah, they should not be remaking Black Christmas. You're right. I don't mind remakes for the most part if they're good. Uh, but if you do it wrong, you get Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which I still hold is a wretched mark against the original Willy Wonka. Um, Change my mind if you dare, but you won't. Uh, uh, that's what you like about me so far. I step up. Well, I try. I heard the next Star Wars trilogy has been canceled. Um, I It's a question mark. The guys who were going to do it, the guys from Game of Thrones, have left. Why? I've heard several rumors. Some they were getting too micromanaged, which is probably true. When you own something like Star Wars, you're going to want your fingers in it. Uh, but there will be another trilogy. Just not sure what that trilogy is going to look like or who's going to end up doing it. But you can't not own Star Wars and be a machine like Disney and not do another trilogy. I would prefer them doing one-offs for a while or series. I don't know if we need another trilogy or a 9-film story arc. I kind of like the idea of doing Star Wars stories, but stretch them outside of the trilogy. Uh, like I loved Rogue One, the concept of Rogue One. I still hold Rogue One is the best Star Wars film after the original three. Um, Solo, as much as people didn't want it, and I agree, it was unnecessary. Still a good. I still thought it was a good movie, a good popcorn movie. It's not going to change the world. It's not, the best movie of all time, but it's good. It's a good afternoon, you know, movie butter popcorn in the microwave type movie. Uh, Dr. I agree with you. Star Wars and Star Trek are not dead. They might be in a coma, but not dead. Yeah. Um, Star Trek, I think right now is a little worse off than Star Wars because Discovery is still a thing. And if they do Picard right, I think Picard, if done right, now a lot of people are saying, well, they're going to do this and this and this. I don't know. I'm going to wait till the show comes on and I start hearing about it before we figure about it. And I say hearing about it because I don't get CBS All Access. So um, I want to see what they do with it. Now they can do a lot. That's weird. And I know they're going to want Discovery to be canon and they're not going to be able to help themselves. But if you got Picard, who is that far in the future from Discovery, there's no need to bring Discovery into this. Just like if you're Voyager, you didn't need to bring Kirk or Spock or anyone like that into the mix. You could just be Voyager. Picard should just be Picard. There were things you did like about Episode 8. Example, the score, the cinematography, locations, etc. Yeah, it was a beautiful film. Very well done. And yes, there were some story inconsistencies and things I didn't like. If someone says, did you like what happened to Luke Skywalker? Of course not. But I could I could rationalize my head around it. It's not like it wasn't a deal breaker for me like it was some other people. Do I think they could have shown him a lot more respect? Oh, of course. But they're not going to, like I said, I've loved Star Wars for 40 years. One movie and one choice isn't going to throw all that away from me. Um, you're going to throw me a bone. Star Trek Discovery Season 2 is worse than Star Wars Last Jedi. Thank you, Agent Boomer. That's very nice of you. That's not saying a lot, but still. I still have not seen any of Discovery. I've read a lot about it, and I just don't like some of the stuff they've done. I've seen some scenes. I'll say one thing about Discovery, and it has nothing to do with Discovery. The Enterprise, as they revealed in Discovery, should have been the Enterprise for the JJ verse. A ship like that. But the JJ verse ship, Jesus Christ. Sorry. I shouldn't be cussing using the Lord's name in vain. Sorry. DR, thank you for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was atrocious. Oh my God, it was. I had high hopes. I love Willy Wonka. I love Willy Wonka. That was one of those films that just tapped into my young brain that just, just was part of the formation of my loving of fantasy and weird things. And I had reservations when I heard what they were going to do. And then when I saw what they were going to do, I just can't, I don't get it. Now I'll say I really like Johnny Depp, but he was a terrible Willy Wonka. Oh my God. I will say the kid they had playing Charlie, he could have been a good Charlie, but everything else around him just was not good. Age Boomers asked the DR, did you see Tim Burton's Dumbo? I don't know about DR. I didn't. I want to watch it. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. Because I love the original Dumbo cartoon, which is classic. I will not. I will not hold back and say, damn right, I cried. When his mother was like rocking him. Oh my God, it was so. God, I loved Dumbo when I was a kid. Tag and Mink, the trilogy. I don't know what that means. Not yet. Okay. Age Boomer. Yes, the Enterprise of Discovery is better than Abrams' version. You're right. I could do a better version of the Abrams version, drawing on with a pencil on a page, design wise. I still hold that the original Connie Constitution class from the original series holds up. I still think it's a viable design. Yeah, it has issues. The nacelles, I mean, not the nacelles, but the struts on the nacelles are a bit weak. If you bolster them up a little bit, maybe bolster the neck a little bit, that's a ship that could, nothing wrong with that. I do love starships. Like I said, as you guys know, the original Enterprise, though, that is my heart when it comes to starships. Matchstick, yo, how's it going? I like the JJ verse Enterprise, but she's not as beautiful as the motion picture Enterprise. Very true. I don't like when I first saw the JJ Enterprise, I was like, I'm going to try to live with this. And for a while I did. And then after a while, the more I looked at it, I'm like, it just looked wrong. I mean, the nacelles were big and fat on the top, and the lines were just off. The proportions were off. It just was sloppy. It was very sloppy. Now, the Motion Picture Enterprise, I will say aesthetically, one of the most beautiful ships ever designed. I still prefer the original Enterprise, but I concede that the motion picture refit is a more beautiful design. It's a more it fixed everything that people would have argued about the uh original Constitution class, and it was beautiful. But like I said, it's hard to get over your first love, and the original Enterprise was my first love. Charlie Jack turned Willy Wonka into Michael Jackson. I know, it was freaky. The new Charlie's Angels gets work. I'm not even worried about Charlie's Angels. Although you're talking about a gender swap for Charlie and for Charlie Bosley. Actually, I think Charlie's the same. Charlie is still a male voice, but Bosley is a title. I was watching something with Elizabeth Banks, an interview with her, and she's saying there are organizations all over the world with you know, Townsend agencies, and every office has a Bosley, and I think that's fine. It explains the Black Bosley, even though they said he was like a stepbrother or something, uh, or a I forget exactly what the thing was when the late great Bernie Mac did the part, which I thought he was fabulous in. Um, but that's okay. So, and like I said, three strong females, that was what it was back in the 70s. So I don't know. I haven't heard any more about it. Uh, till I hear some of the comments, uh, if they do any downgrading of men because they're men kind of thing, that's what we'll see. But what I've heard so far, not a deal breaker. And plus, I think Elizabeth Banks is just, she is. I've been in love with her since 40-Year-Old Virgin. She was beautiful. She is beautiful. And oh God, did Power Rangers, the movie, as Rita. Oh God, smoking hot. Let's see here. Did Dip was creepy. Yep. JJ versions look like a bleeping Apple store. Yeah, it was too clean, too shiny, and too much lens flare. I know a lot of people got on him about that, but they were right. It's too much lens flare. Tag and Bink was a Star Wars comedy comic book. Dark Horse Comic runs of Star Wars. Oh, I didn't know that. Did not know that. Okay, Mohammed. Okay, you admit you like the JJ Prize. Don't quite get the hate. Can you explain? Um, Honestly, for me, it's a matter of proportion and what's the word I'm looking for? Symmetry. Uh, it's like you look at you look at a car, and a car has the nice lines. It just looks good. It just flows. Whereas you look at a clunky car, and it just like the tail might be too long, or the bumper's too low, or the roof is too high. And for me, it's just a matter of visual aesthetics. The the proportions of the original Enterprise and the refit, especially the refit. If you look at the refit, the refit Enterprise is beautiful proportion. That is a sexy woman of a ship. I know I've said it before, but she is a sexy woman. And but when you look at the JJ Prize, the nacelles too fat on the top, on the front. The they they connect to the pylons too far up, too close to the Bussard collectors, the front of the nacelles. The bottom part of the structure of the Enterprise, the front it slopes too much too soon. like it's much more gradual sloping uh, in the true Enterprises. Uh, the only thing not bad with the JG Prize, really, when you really look at it, was the saucer section. It was fine. It's just the rest of it just didn't go. The the neck just it just looked wrong. And it's one of those things, you know it when you see it. And but like I said, those are the main ones I did. Uh and I will say hate's a strong word, but it just was a poorly done design. And I remember when I saw they had changes, gradual changes from each movie. None of them any better than the next. And then when they were rebuilding it at the end of the last movie to the Enterprise A, it still was hideous. So it was almost like they were rebuilding the same ship, though it did have a few differences, but they almost accentuated what was wrong in the first place. Um, Managed to okay, managed Christopher Lee into that movie. I don't know what movie. Not apologizing for Last Jedi, but Star Trek. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's worse. We're about okay, hold on. I've lost my place. Oh no, now he's defending Charlie's Angels. Oh, Professor. I'm not defending it. I don't know enough about it to denigrate it. Um Yeah, makes note of all the filthy Last Jedi apologists in chat. You know, Professor, this is my world here. This is Big Al Presents. Last Jedi, anything is open. And I love anybody who loves or hates anything else. That's up to them to love or hate. I am the sunshine in their lives. um, yeah, he's not by. See, there are things that are worse than Last Jedi. Age of Boomer. That's all. You know, that's all I'm saying. There are things that were worse and are worse and will continue to be worse. Thoughts on? Oh, wow, Magic. The thoughts on Alex Ross paintings. I love Alex Ross paintings. I think they're awesome, unless he uses too much metallic. I don't like I don't like the overdone metallic-y look to some of it, but some of his stuff is gorgeous. Uh, would love to have stuff like that hanging on the wall, but well, yeah, I got too much other stuff I want on the wall before Alex Ross's stuff. But yeah, love Alex Ross. I love Alex Ross's art. Uh, it's beautiful. He did a painting of the Batman 66, Batmobile, and Batman with George Reeves Superman flying overhead. I love that piece. That is a gorgeous piece. And also the piece where it was George Reeves and Christopher Reeve going through a spinning door. I love that too. Love his art. Frank Minion, Carl Urban did a great McCoy. Yes, he did. He was, I think, of all the cast, I think he did the best job. Um, Betty Brant in the Sam Raimi film. Betty Brant. Which one was that? Betty Brant. Yeah. Elizabeth Beck. Yeah. She was in that. Um, put Prof in the corner, Big Al. Yeah. All said it wasn't, but assured me he loved it anyway. Now I know he was just lying. What? Wasn't, but assured me he loved it anyway. Now I know he was just lying. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about Last Jedi? Or the Enterprise? Well, no. I never said I loved the new Enterprise, but it does not hold up at all. New Enterprise is just the more I look at it, the worse it gets. The longer I look at it, the worse it gets. Sadly. Yes, the professor gave me a Matchbox Enterprise, which he, of course, he thought it was the new one. I mean, the old one, which I will applaud. Thank you. I thank you for it. And I have it. I still have it, and I will never give it away because it was a dear gift from a dear friend. That's all I have to say. Be gone, be gone, joking now. Al, that's the Wakes and Professor Geek. Okay. Big Al Prof senses tingling. Big Al presents the spinning doors. Scroll up. Are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Bomber? Scroll up, Bomber. Who's Bomber? Okay, Big Al. Probably the most unfortunate thing about the JG verse. Every time I see Chris Pine, I think, "Oh, it's New Kirk." Yeah, some could get like that, but you know what? I've seen him in a movie since then. It was really good. What was it called? It was about a rescue at sea where he's in this small boat. If anybody can remember the title, I would greatly appreciate it. But he plays the captain of a small rescue vessel during a storm, and he has to go out and rescue an oil tanker that's split in half. Great movie. Great movie. I really like that. Um, Alex Ross's art for Kingdom Come and Marvel's both gorgeous and beautiful. Yeah, Alex Ross is just he's a marvelous artist. It looks like he's so photorealistic. It just looks good. It looks like you're looking at the people. It's you know immediately who it is. Uh, Professor Geek, scroll up, Boomer, the new okay Boomer meme. Yeah, Professor loves the boomer tag. Of course, I upset him when he found out I wasn't a boomer. I am actually Gen X. Yep, not a boomer. I'm a Gen Xer. Um, Alex Ross also did Star Wars art. Yep, he's done all kinds of stuff. He's great. He's great stuff. I, of course, mainly know him for his uh, um, comic book art, but yeah, I've seen him do all kinds of stuff. Uh, for comic book, no, I really like I said, he's a great one. Um, killed me when Darwin Cook passed away. I loved his art. Uh, of course, we just lost Brayfogle, who I really, really liked. Um, and the old school guys, I like Win Mortimer and Sheldon Moldoff. Those guys from the really old Detective Comics and Batman covers, like real bright covers with weird pink aliens and stuff. I love that. Uh, Finest Hours. Thank you, Mohammed. Yes, Finest Hours. Really enjoyed that movie. Just a good action drama adventure. Okay, done the spelling words on my phone keyboard for the day. Off to make cookies with Alyssa. Have fun, Philistines. I'll see you on Fan Man tonight, buddy. Yeah, I'll see you tonight, Professor. Whatever time. Still don't know what time. I've left the message. I think I know what time it is, but I don't want to say the wrong time and then have everybody show up at the wrong time. That would be irresponsible. Irresponsible bull of me. Um, uh, yeah, making cookies with Alyssa. That's so sweet. Uh, he does love his little girl, I swear. Uh, as any man should. The JJ Enterprise is like a retro car, like the new Dodge Challenger or the early 2000s VW New Beetle. I never thought of it that way, but you're right. It does. It just looks it it looks like an old hot rod. It's but not in a good way. It just I don't know. It just I don't know. I'm more like I said. I like straighter lines and more gentle curves, whereas um, it has very sharp curves. Much more. The angles are just wrong. Uh, Captain Spaulding actor died. Yep, I did hear that. That was sad. Sid Haig. Are there any 2020 movies on my radar? I I need to see a list. Well, hold on. Let me look up some movies. See what kind of, I'm sure there are. I just can't think of any offhand. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Oh, let's see. No, the Black Widow movie, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of off Marvel right now. Oh, Godzilla versus King Kong. Yeah. Although I have a feeling that might be pushed back a bit. Uh, no, Ghostbusters 2020. I'm really hoping that'll be good. Jungle Cruise with The Rock. Yeah, that'll be fun. Top Gun Maverick. Not really on my radar, but we'll see. Another Kingsman. The Kingsman might be interesting. Sonic Hedgehog. Nope. Doolittle. Got to see more about it. A Quiet Place 2. That'll be good. I like Quiet Place 1. That was good. Oh, Dune. Can't wait till Dune. Love Dune. Yeah. Bill and Ted Face the Music. That could be interesting. Uh, Conjuring 3. I'm just going by whatever Google is giving me here. So please, yeah, that's about it that I've seen so far. There's a horror movie called Antlers coming out. What the hell is that about? A mysterious creature escapes from its confines to wreak bloody havoc in a small Oregon town. Well, who knows? Could be interesting. Scoob, no, not really. Plan ordering Darwin Cook's JLA New Frontier soon. Good, great, great comic, great movie. What are we watching again? Tomorrow night we are going to be watching 2 episodes from the original Star Trek series. Watching Doomsday Machine with the big giant planet killer, which is one of my top fives. And we're watching The Ultimate Computer, which has some great Enterprise blowing other starships, shooting at other starships, which was actually Troy's suggestion, and I liked when he rationalized why. I thought it was a good idea. Sorry, folks. Watching. Gonna watch those 2 episodes, and sure, do a lot more Star Trek talk. They are available on. I know they're on Netflix. I think they might be on Amazon as well. But yeah, the original series. Those 2 episodes will give you more about them. I think they're season 2. Both of them are season 2, and episode 6 and episode 24, I believe. Doomsday Machine is episode 6, and the other one's episode 24. So I'm looking forward to that because I know Troy loves Star Trek. I love Star Trek, the original series. I originally suggested Day of the Dove, which is a huge Klingon episode. I'm kind of shocked he shot that one down. So we'll see what happens with it. Joe Chill, actor from Batman Begins, replaced Sid Haig. Oh, I don't know. Don't know anything about that. special edition of New Frontier. Cool. Yeah, DR. Oh yeah, DR asked about Scoob. No, watch the trailers for S3. It's a Wendigo vibe. Sweet. You know me. I love my cryptids. I love cryptids and weird supernatural forest kind of vibe. Uh, there's a film. Oh, it was on Netflix. Was it Last Rites or something? This group of guys go on a trip walking through Norway and go through this forest they shouldn't have and come across these pagan worshiping people, and there's this weird, strange, Wendigo-esque creature, weird design, and it's totally nightmare fuel. Uh, if you ever get a chance to see that one. Thoughts on Planetary? Okay, don't know what's Planetary. Let me look up Planetary. I don't know what Planetary is, except dealing with planets. Is it a movie? Is it a comic book? Oh, it's a comic book. Oh, what? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about Planetary. So watch Planetary. No, I don't know what it is. Sorry. Um, Bill and Ted won't be good without Death from the original films, who passed away years ago. No, he's still around, isn't he? Yeah, the guy who played Death is still around. I think you're talking about George Carlin, who played the guy from the future. No, the guy who plays Death is alive and is supposed to be in it, I believe. So that's a good thing. Uh, yeah, unless he passed away and I didn't hear about it. Uh, I to my knowledge, he is still around and is supposed to be in that film. Muhammad, your job is pretty crazy, kind of like something that belongs in a Star Wars film. Elaborate. Okay, Melissa's got to get going. See you in the Prof and the Fan Man tonight's live stream. Yep. Like I said, don't know when. Just kind of keep tuned in. Uh, Probably won't be until after 8 sometime, 8, 9 ish, barring any family situation or something. Uh, but should have a lot of fun with that. H Boomer's wondering, will I be watching the new season of Doctor Who? Yes. Yes. I plan to. Uh, I'm hoping it's an improvement on last season. Last season, I think they need to get a little more little they need to get a little goofier. I okay, full disclosure, I like Jodie Whittaker as the doctor. I think she's a fine doctor. I think last year suffered from the writing and storytelling. I think they need to get back to some basics with the stories. Uh, and, and if they do that, and I think they need to shrink the crew down. I think having those three in the crew might be a bit much, because that's a lot of people to do on screen time. So I think they need to maybe, I don't know, kill one of them or get stranded, or just it'd be easy enough for the older guy just to say, you know what, I'm an old guy. I've had my adventure. I'm gonna go take a rest and relax. I think that would be a nice thing to do. I kind of like. I would like to see them bring back some people who know the Doctor, who would be surprised at the fact that the Doctor is now a woman. I know there's been word of who are they going to bring back? Oh, I forget now. But there's been a couple of possibilities bandied about. I would love to see River somehow show up because she's out and about. Time travel, it can happen. Um, okay, does it involve trash compactors and a Dianaga? I mean, you have this like weird little one-eyed creature that's floating around in the bottom, back of a truck or something. Uh, they're making a female Zorro. Yes, that could be okay. I would be okay with that if it was done in like today's world, but they're going to screw it up. I'm sorry. Let me look at Batwoman. They will mess it up because they're not going to be able to help themselves from doing social preaching. You can't do it. If they just had a female Zorro and said, hey, let's do that, and just let it be an action show, I'm all for it. But they're not going to be able to help themselves. They're just going to go crazy. Of course, if anybody had a bright idea, just remake Zorro. Zorro's in the public. What is it when it's like in the public domain? I believe. So if anybody wants to do Zorro, unfortunately, they're going to do it. So, and I think Zorro is a rich character to do. I think a pure Zorro series would do rather well in the right vein. I would love to see a pure Zorro series done on like Netflix, like a 10-episode adventure extravaganza. Or you know what? No, not 10. Make it 8. I think 8 would be better. You got a bad feeling about the next James Bond movie? I haven't seen a James Bond movie for the last few I haven't seen. I think the last one I saw was, I did not see the one where M died. And hopefully I didn't spoil it for anybody. But but M was still around the last one I saw. But it was Daniel Craig, so I just don't remember the title of the damn movie. Um, okay. You meet a lot of rich people, meeting with other rich people, and go into restricted areas. I'm thinking about Geonosis battle and Coruscant mixed together, and fight breaks out in the cantina. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I guess you could. If you deliver and stuff, I guess you could see some interesting things. Um, Going into restricted areas. Nice. Are we talking about the kind of restricted areas that, of course, my mind just went to? Or are we talking like, gangster and mob type restricted areas? Or are we thinking restricted areas like for super happy fun time? Because that could be fun. That could be a hell of a job. Kelly Magic, who cares about the female Zorro series for NBC? First of all, putting it on NBC, I don't think that's going to work. I think a Zorro series, like I said, Zorro series, I think would best work on a stream. I don't think Zorro would have a mass appeal to an audience. I just don't think it would, especially a female Zorro. I will say one thing. I'm still digging. Anybody out there watching that show, Evil? That is a freaky ass show. I'm digging it. Uh, but yeah, it's really cool. Wow, nobody's got any more questions. I reached the bottom of the line. But yeah, like I said, Fan Man tonight. I'll be there. I'll be streaming on this channel here, so it's not going to be on the Professor's channel tomorrow night. 11 o'clock rewatch, 2 episodes of the original Star Trek. Me and Troy geeking out. I'm trying to see if I can get the Fan Man to show up, but I really doubt it. I was hoping, but he's just not. He just has a hard time staying up late. It's really sad. Kind of wish I do wish he could stay up a little later, but I'm up when I need to be. So uh, it would not be crazy to think that there are criminal activities going on in the underbelly of the arena. So not the happy fun time one. Okay, Mohammed, that's cool. I mean, I'm all right with that. Next Bond movie, 250 million. There is no damn reason any movie should cost 250 million dollars. That's inflated. Well, just think of how much. Okay, you think of how much Terminator is going to lose between 100 and 130 million dollars. You know how many really good independent films could be made for that? First of all, you know how many homes I could buy, how my life could be totally set up by just the losses of that film. I would be super happy fun time all the time. Not that kind of super happy fun time. I just like this. I was just like that phrase. But man, I mean, what I wouldn't give to have 200,000 throw around to get my life straight, get a new home, set up my area to where I can actually do camera stuff, where I can actually cook. I can use the kitchen and cook. Which I totally miss because I love cooking. Uh, but yeah, $250 million for a Bond film. A lot of that's got to go to the star, I'm sure. Daniel Craig has got to be earning bank doing these movies. Um, I guess all the places all over the world. That's just, phew, for a Bond film. I mean, I can see a Star Wars film costing that much, but a Bond film? Ugh. What is the most underground niche thing I know of? Are you talking like geeky niche thing or seriously underground niche thing? Which isn't much. Um, I don't know. I see. Everything I know is most of the stuff I know is pretty above board and above ground. Um, I'm trying. I don't know anybody who deals. Like say, if you go on like the really underground, don't know anybody who dealt though. I've had some cousins be a little thing. Oh, you're okay. You're like comic like Druna. Um, Not really. I think the most underground I ever went, maybe, if you consider it was underground to me at the time, was ElfQuest when it was first out. And and there was a series called Megaton Man. Anybody ever hear of Megaton Man? Trent Flug. Trent Flug is Megaton Man. I am not. It was kind of a riff on Superman. Uh, but they were like weird little comics when I first knew them. This was way back in the college days. But I don't really know of anything too underground now. Um, I'm just I'm too old and set in my ways now, sadly. I like what I like, and I don't get too crazy with it. Uh, like I said, I've always liked the Bigfoot movies. I always liked those strange documentaries about Bigfoot and mysterious monsters and um, finding Noah's Ark or Life After Death. There was the one called Beyond and Back. The old Sun classic films, Bermuda Triangle stuff. Oh, God, I love that kind of stuff. Um, so I guess that could be considered fairly niche. UFO magazines when I was young, really like that kind of stuff. Ghosts. I was very much into the paranormal when I was young, and this was before it was big on television. So I would have to really look for magazines and stuff on it. I don't know if that really counts to many of you guys. How many I've got? Wow, I've got 3 downs. Wow, I've got 7 ups, 3 downs, and 6 watching. How the heck did that happen? And who voted me down? Oh, people who didn't like my view on something. That's fine. Um, it always helps. Probably the professor. Professor probably downvoted me, knowing him. But yeah, well, I think about played out today. Um, New episode of Evil on tonight. There was one on last night. If there is one on tonight, I haven't heard about it, but there was a new one on last night, which was pretty strange. Uh, the Michael Emerson's character is, I don't know what the hell he is or is up to, but there is something totally freaky about him, and he plays the evil guy. So yeah, it's like, yeah, I know. I get my days confused too, Agent Boomer. Sometimes I think it's Thursday. Yesterday I thought it was Friday, and today it's almost like I think it's Thursday, but it's not. I know it's Friday. But yeah, Evil's a good show. It's weird. It's gonna, gotta be the right kind of person to like it. But I think it's worth a shot. Um, Especially if you're a Luke Cage fan and can't get enough of Michael Coulter. He's he's on there. He is a beautiful man. I will say that. I'm not. Hey, I'm pretty straightforward. I'm very happy in my heterosexuality, but I could consider a man beautiful, as I'm sure all of the men who are watching here now are. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna get off here, and it's almost dinner time. Hope you guys have a great day. And like I said, keep keep a watch out for Fan Man tonight, this evening sometime, and Star Trek rewatch with me and the Klingon cleric Troy tomorrow night at 11 on this channel, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be fun. So you guys take care. No, okay, Mohammed, be careful. You guys take care. Have a great day. And I will see you guys later. Bye.